last month, it was announced that Prince George's County School Board Superintendent Millard House II was parting ways with the school system. And County Executive Aisha Braveboy announced soon after that Dr. Shawn Joseph would be stepping in as interim superintendent.
So joining us today to discuss his 100-day plan for the school board is Interim Superintendent Dr. Shawn Joseph. Doctor, thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you.
Here is a copy of that 100-day plan. A lot in here. Talk about it. Talk what your priorities are.
Yeah, I think we're starting off engaging families. That's most important. It's getting families actively involved is the secret ingredient to student success. And in Prince George's County, we've got to make sure we make it easy for parents to engage with us and be true partners in helping their children be successful. So we're starting there. We have 6 different priorities that range from working with the board to focusing on academics to looking at operations to focusing on talent. But the goal is to be clear, specific, and move us forward.
If I can follow up, how do you get parents involved? Because that's a big concern about parents who may not care. How do you reach them and get them involved in the system?
Yeah, I think all parents care, and I think all parents have hopes for their children. But sometimes, they've had bad experiences in our school systems themselves, and they might not know how to engage. So I think step one, make it easy for parents to know how to find you, how to engage, and what types of ways they can make a difference. I think we can lead the effort in doing that. 2, I think we can look at our policies and make sure that our policies communicate to parents their right to be at their table, the right to be engaged, and the expectation that we'll always be respectful and always put their children first.
And do you think that the 100-day plan actually addresses some of the challenges that our students face? And if so, how?
Yeah, so I think the 100-day plan is going to have us look at our student performance, for example, and try to understand where are we? Are kids growing adequately in our school system? If not, why not? If so, where is it happening, and how do we replicate that success? So I think that gets to the core. The plan wasn't intended to address every issue in the district. It was just to help us focus, get us started, and then we'll move from my 100-day plan to a strategic planning process, and that'll be more encompassing of some of the more global challenges that we face. Things like safety and security. It has to be a priority for us in the district.
So the end of the 100 days is really a springboard to the future.
Correct, yes.
How will it look different at the end of the 100 days?
I think at the end of the 100 days, I'll be clear about where we are. And I'll be clear about what are some of the challenges and issues long term that need to be faced. I think the board and I will be able to come together and communicate what we plan on tackling first, second, and third. That's important. No organization can succeed if you've got greater vision than capacity. And I think this 100-day plan level sets for me to understand our capacity so we can make our vision aligned.
And let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the graduation rate. Right now it jumped to 80.2% in 2024, rising by about 5 percentage points. Do you see us continuing to increase those numbers?
Well, I think, first, I'll say I'm not one that spends a lot of time focusing on graduation rates because I want to make sure that the quality of our graduate is such. But having said that, I would suspect that our graduation rates are going to go down in the immediate future simply because I think they went up primarily because we closed our borders. We have a large population of students that come here from other countries. And so when the borders closed, we had fewer of our students, immigrant students in the district, which ultimately would have the graduation rate kind of go up. But now that the borders are open again, and Prince George's is a place with over 140 different countries here, and that's as we have a pretty large truancy rate. About 30% of our students have been truant, meaning they've been out of school at least 18 days or more, and we don't know why. That's a challenge for us. So, I wouldn't pay attention to graduation rate. What I want to pay attention to are our kids achieving in reading and mathematics and science, and do we see improvements there? That's where I want to lock in on that substance.
So in other words, you do want to increase the graduation rate. It's at 80.2%. But what do those numbers tell us, though? Are the students, are they ready? They graduated, are they ready?
Oh, that's my point. So yes, I mean, in the ideal world, I want to increase the graduation rate. I'm more concerned about the quality of the student, that when students graduate, that they actually know something, and that they could either, enlist in the military, they can go off to college, they can go into the workforce, or they can become entrepreneurs. I mean, I think one of those 4 E's has to be a priority for us.
And back to what you were just speaking about, there has been a significant increase in Hispanic students in the county, but do you think that there's more of a need for English language learner teachers?
There is, yes, and I do think we've got to make sure we have support for a multilingual learner. We have some of the best immersion programs in the country. I mean, I think our French immersion program, our Spanish immersion, our Chinese immersion, I mean, they're exemplary. I don't think we have enough of them, and I think we should have more as we have a population of, English language learners and multilingual learners here. But it requires us to provide more support for them and their families to be successful. So as because they have natural great intelligence, they don't speak our language. And so, it takes time for them to adjust, adapt, and then master academic language. So they, the scores kind of come slower for those students, just as they're learning academic language, but very capable and bright. But if we taught them in their native language, then we'd see right up front the capacity of what they can do. So, those are the types of things we will need to look at long term, and if the board agreed, resource towards.
Okay, so the issue, though, one last question real quick about homeless students. Does that pose a problem for the district, getting to reach these students?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know the specific numbers of homeless students that we have here, but I know when I was here 9 years ago, we had a few thousand homeless students, and so they are entitled to the same quality public education as any child, and we must provide resource for them.
Okay, Doctor, thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.